Dear students of grade 6, welcome to a new episode of Time for English. أهلا بيكم في حلقة جديدة مع Time for English للصف السادس الابتدائي تحت إشراف ورعاية وزارة التربية والتعليم. Last time we have finished Unit 5 in town and today we're going to start something called the review. هنبتدي مع بعض review. آخر unit عندنا كان Unit 5. النهاردة هنبتدي مع بعض review. What is the review and what is needed from me؟ محتاج إيه في review؟ A very important part of the exam has something called listening. في جزء كبير من الامتحان في حاجة اسمها listening. What is listening? Today we're going to train together how to listen to something and be able to answer questions related to what we have heard. هنتمرن مع بعض عن ازاي نسمع حاجة ونقدر نجاوب أسئلة related للكلام اللي سمعناه. Today we are going to listen to conversation between two people and then we're going to choose the correct picture related to what you have heard. هنسمع conversation بين شخصين وهنختار الصورة اللي ليها علاقة بالكلام اللي سمعناه. Let's have a look together. So the first part here is called the review. Here the first exercise says listen and circle the correct picture. So we're going to listen and circle the correct picture. You're going to have the words in front of you, but in the exam you're not going to see the words. هنشوف الكلام قدامنا دلوقتي لكن في الامتحان مش هنشوفه، هنسمعه من التيتشر. Okay? So try not to look, just listen to me. Okay? Let's start. Hello, are you ready to order? Hello, are you ready to order? I think so. I'll have a bowl of chicken soup. I think so. I'll have a bowl of chicken soup. I'm sorry, we don't have chicken soup. I'm sorry, we don't have chicken soup. What's today's special? What's today's special? Spaghetti and meatballs. Spaghetti and meatballs. Sounds good. I'll have spaghetti and orange juice. I'll have spaghetti and orange juice. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'll be right back. So before I show you the picture, I need you to think with me. What was that about? كنا بنتكلم عن ايه؟ Remember the unit that was called in the restaurant? فاكرين اليونت بتاع in the restaurant? So this is related to someone who's ordering food in a restaurant. حد بيطلب أكل في restaurant. He asked the waiter for some things and at the end قرر في الآخر هياخد ايه؟ He's going to take spaghetti and orange juice. Now let's have a look at the pictures. Think very well. نفكر كويس قوي. Which picture am I talking about? So first picture you can see soup and juice. Second picture we can see spaghetti and juice. Third one we have pie. So which picture is he going to order? Which one from what you've just heard من اللي سمعناه أنهي picture? Huh? Very good. It is B. So he's going to have spaghetti and orange juice. So what have we done? We have listened carefully. سمعنا كويس and then after that we started looking the pictures. شفنا الصور. Which picture is the right answer? Now let's move to something else. It is still the same. We're going to listen and circle the correct picture. هنسمع and then what are we going to do? We're going to circle the correct picture related to what we have just heard. هنسمع ونشوف الكلام ماشي مع أنهي picture. Okay? Let's see. I don't want you to look. مش عايزاكم تبصوا على الكلمات. Try to just listen. Okay? Hi Kareem, how are you and your family? Hi Kareem, how are you and your family? I'm fine, but my mother and sister are sick. My mother and sister are sick. I'm sorry to hear that. What's the matter? I'm sorry to hear that. What's the matter? They have the flu. They have the flu. I hope they get better. I hope they get better. Get better means يتحسنوا. Thanks. So let's check the pictures. We have a girl, okay, and we have a boy, and then we have a woman and a girl. And what are they doing? They are coughing. بيكحوا. So what's wrong with them? They are sick. All of them are sick. كلهم عيانين. طيب this conversation I have just said, or talked about or the conversation you've just listened to. Which people were we talking about? كنا بنتكلم عن مين؟ عن بنت واحدة ولد ولا البنت ومامتها؟ So who were we talking about? Here it says, or Karim says, my mother and sister are sick. So which picture is the right picture? Huh? Very good. It is picture C. So both of them are sick. Okay? Now, let's move to something else. Here it says, listen and read along. Listen and read along. Then look at the picture and write the day of the week. What does that mean? First, listen means نسمع. Read along, read with what's written. نقرأ معي. Then look at the picture. We're going to have 3 pictures. And then we're going to choose the correct picture. هنختار الصورة اللي ماشية مع الكلام. Let's have a look. So, let's have a look at the pictures first. So we have Friday, we have Tuesday, and we have Thursday. We have 3 pictures. Each picture has a day of the week. يوم في الأسبوع. These 2 characters in the review, they are called سكر and سكرة. So we have these 2 people, سكر and سكرة. They are brother and sister, okay? And they are going to talk about the activities that they do. هيتكلموا عن activities اللي بيعملوها. طب let's check the first picture. We have Friday. Here, what's wrong with سكر? Where is he? فين سكر? What's wrong with him? He is in the lake or in the river. طب what happened to him? He fell down, وقع. Okay? طب what is سكرة doing? What is she doing? She is helping him, بتساعده. Let's move to Tuesday. Who is this? This is سكرة. What is she doing? Remember the activities? What is she doing? When we do that, what is that? Remember the activity? What was it called? Iron the shirt or iron clothes. Very good. So سكرة, what is she doing now? She's ironing clothes, or she's ironing. Yes, it's clothes. Okay, now let's check Thursday. Let's check Thursday. So here again we have the 2 characters, سكر and سكرة. So what are they doing? You can see something in front of them. Food. What are they doing to the food? They are chopping food, maybe vegetables. Okay? But then something is wrong with سكر. He's holding his finger like that. Something is wrong with him. So he hurt his finger. Okay? Now, these are the 3 pictures that we have. We have a picture for Friday, a picture for Tuesday, and a picture for Thursday. Now, let's read and then see which picture goes where. تعالوا نقرأ مع بعض ونشوف أنهي صورة اللي هنختارها. Day, and then we have space. You're going to tell me the day. انتوا اللي هتقولوا لي أنهي يوم. Okay? Today I was busy. كنت مشغول. I bought groceries, did laundry, and ironed all my clothes. Then I baked bread. سكر visited me and ate all the bread. He never has dinner by himself. What does that mean? Today I was busy. كنت مشغولة. I bought groceries. What's the meaning of groceries? Remember? طلبات. اشتريت الطلبات. Did laundry. What's the meaning of do laundry? To put your clothes in the washing machine. Ironed my clothes. Then I baked bread. سكر visited me and ate all the bread. So سكر ate all the bread. He never has dinner by himself. Remember by himself? By himself means alone. طيب, which picture is it, guys? Which picture is it from here? Is it Friday, Tuesday, or Thursday? Which picture has some activities? Iron my clothes. Which picture is it? Very good. It is Tuesday. Very good. It's the picture in the middle, the one where she's ironing her clothes. Okay? Now let's check the second one. Here, the second one, day. سكر and I walked to the park today. We took a nap near the lake. سكر got a sunburn. Then we fed the birds and سكر fell into the lake. Tomorrow I'm going to stay home by myself. So we have something here, a keyword, حاجة تفهمني which picture. سكر fell into the lake. وقع في الليك. Which picture is it? Is it Friday or Thursday? Very good. It is Friday. Very good. It's the first picture. Now, moving to something very important. في حاجة مهمة قوي بتيجي دايما في الامتحانات, and it always comes at the end of each unit. دايما بتيجي في آخر كل unit. What are these things? It's called punctuation rules. Okay? When I hear the word punctuate, لما أسمع أو أقرأ كلمة punctuate, what does it mean? I have a sentence and I have to put things to it. Things like what? Question mark, full stop, capital letter. In Arabic, they are called علامات الترقيم. Okay? What are the rules? Let's revise them together. Now, the first punctuation rule is called the capital letter. When do I put a capital letter? So, I put a capital letter at the beginning of every sentence. كل ما ابتدي sentence جديدة لازم أبدأها بcapital letter. Let's look at the example. He stays home by himself. He, ال H هنا, it's a new sentence. It has to be written in capital. H has to be capital. So at the beginning of every sentence, كل sentence جديدة ببتديها I have to put capital letter. طيب. The second thing, names of people. أي أسماء أشخاص have to be written in capital. When I say نهى, عمر, علي, نانسي, سارة, سكر, all these names they have to be written in capital, the first letter wherever they are in the sentence. مش مهم فين في السنتنس, even in the middle. حتى لو في نص السنتنس لازم capital. So I say علي capital, عمر the O capital, S in سكرة and S in سارة. Names of countries and cities. كل البلاد والمدن لازم برضو أول حرف يبقى capital. Like what? Cairo, the C is capital. Alexandria, A is capital. Aswan and Luxor. Again, all the letters, the first letters have to be written in capital. لازم نكتبهم إيه؟ capital. طيب. What else? I. When I say I am busy, I has to be capital all the time. Even in the middle. لازم حتى لو في النص برضو capital. It cannot stand alone. ما تقدرش تقف لوحدها في السنتنس. Small. ما بكتبش I وعليها dot. I has to be capital all the time. عمر and I are friends. I has to be written in capital. Okay? So the first thing in the punctuation rules, capital letter. بننطق ازاي الكلمة دي؟ بنقول punctuate. Punctuate. Okay? طيب. The last thing in the capital letter, days of the week. أيام الأسبوع والشهور لازم يكتبوا capital. Sunday, Monday, January, March. كل ده لازم يكتب capital. Okay? So days of the week أيام الأسبوع والشهور برضو. So they got a sunburn last Friday. Friday الF capital. Okay? Moving to something else which is the full stop. What's the meaning of full stop? نقطة. Where do we put the full stop? Just like in the Arabic. دايما حتى زي في العربي. What do? I put a full stop at the end of every sentence. كل ما أخلص sentence I have to put a full stop. Okay? At the end of every sentence. Example like what? Ali feeds the birds once a week. I am done with the sentence. خلصت السنتنس. What should I do? I have to put a full stop. Okay? So this is the only rule for the full stop at the end of every sentence. Moving to something else which is called the question mark, and we usually say it together. دايما مع بعض بنقول بحط question mark امتى؟ At the end of any question. If I have a question أو عندي سؤال دايما في الآخر لازم أحط إيه؟ question mark. So let's take an example. At the end of any question, like what? How often do you take medicine? How often do you take medicine? So at the end of this question, I have to put a question mark. Okay? Now, moving to something else, which is the comma. The comma. Take care, the comma is on the line. دايما بكتبها على السطر لتحت. In the Arabic, you write it like this. In English, it has to be down. Okay? This is the way it is, as you can see it on the screen. طيب, we have more than one rule for that. Okay? What is the first rule? If I have yes and no, if you're answering a question, لو بنجاوب على سؤال ب yes و no. If I tell you, are you hungry? أنت جعان? So you're going to tell me, yes, I am. So if we write yes or no, after yes and no, we have to put a comma. لازم نحط comma بعد yes أو no لو أنا بجاوب على سؤال. Like this, yes, I do. So yes, comma, I do. Full stop. ناخد بالنا من حاجة. الكوما, where is it written? It's written on the line. على اللاين تحت مش لفوق. Okay? Moving to something else. It's called before names you address in a sentence. If I have a name and I'm talking to this person in the sentence, I have to put a comma. Now let's go together to the board to see when we can use that and how we can put the comma. Let's go. So we were talking about punctuation rules, and now we're going to talk furthermore about the comma. هنتكلم عن الكوما أكتر. طيب. هنا we have the comma. How do I write the comma? Like this. If this is my line, this is how I write it. Okay? Right. We have mentioned that the comma is written if I have yes or no, after yes or no, I put a comma. طيب, what about the second rule? If I have a sentence with a name and I'm talking to this person, لو أنا بكلم حد في الجملة دي, how? I'm going to say, how are you, Kamal? Okay? I want you to punctuate this sentence. أول حاجة هنعملها بس إيه? How are you, Kamal? Is this a sentence or a question? ها? This is a question. طيب, if it's a question, what do I put at the end? What do I put? I have to put a question mark. That's the first step. Okay? First letter has to be capital. How. Okay? طيب here when I say how are you كمال, am I talking to this person or not? بكلم الشخص ده ولا لا؟ بكلمه. يبقى لو أنا بتكلم مع شخص inside the sentence I have to put a comma before the name. لازم أحط comma قبل الاسم. إزاي؟ Here I have how are you كمال. So before the name this is the name. Okay? So before the name I have to put a comma. Okay? طيب what if the name comes at the beginning؟ طب لو الاسم جالي في الأول هعمل إيه؟ I'm going to say Nancy close the door. Okay? Nancy close the door. Nancy اقفلي الباب. I'm talking to Nancy. Okay? So first before I do that Nancy close the door. Which punctuation mark do I put here؟ أحط إيه هنا في الآخر؟ This is a normal sentence. If it's a normal sentence I have to put a full stop. So Nancy close the door. أهو full stop. طب what about the name؟ I have the name at the beginning. عندي الاسم في الأول وأنا بكلم نانسي. I'm talking to Nancy. So what shall I do؟ I am going to put the comma here after the name. يبقى هقول إيه؟ هقول Nancy, comma, close the door. Again تعالوا نبص تاني. How are you كمال؟ I'm talking to this person and the name of the person is at the end. الاسم في الآخر. لو الاسم في الآخر I put the comma before the name. طيب لو الاسم عندي في الأول and I'm talking to this person I have to put the comma after the name. طيب let's take an example and you tell me whether we're going to put a comma or not. طيب let's see. Sarah signs autographs. Okay? Sarah signs autographs. Before we talk about the comma, what do I put at the end? I'm going to put a full stop. Very good. طيب Sarah signs autographs. طب ما I have a name here. I have a name. Do I put a comma after Sarah؟ ها Of course I don't. ليه؟ لأنه am I talking to Sarah؟ أنا بكلم سارة هنا؟ No. I'm just talking about Sarah. بتكلم على سارة بس مش بكلم سارة direct. Okay? So if it's a normal sentence that has a name of a person, I leave it as it is. Sarah signs autographs, full stop. But if I have a name of a person and I'm addressing this person بكلمه direct, I have to put a comma. Like with this. Nancy, close the door. I'm giving her an order. بقول لها اقفلي الباب. So here I have to put a comma. If the name comes at the end, I have to do what? I put the comma before كمال. If I have a normal sentence and there is a name inside this sentence, I leave it as it is. مش بعمل أي حاجة خالص. بسيبها زي ما هي. Okay? Now let's go back to see further rules about punctuation. So we've talked about the comma and how we can use it in a sentence. Now let's have a look at what's written. We said after yes and no, I put a comma and then continue the sentence. Before names you address in a sentence. Address يعني بحد بنكلمه. Okay, like what? How are you, Kamal? I'm talking to Kamal here. So if you're talking to Kamal, here we have a comma before the name. طيب, moving to something else, another punctuation mark. What is it? It's called the apostrophe. Apostrophe. Okay, f. PH is f. Okay, and how do I do that? This is completely the opposite of the comma. عكس الكوما. دي بتبقى فوق طايرة في الهواء كده. Okay. طيب when do I use the apostrophe? I use the apostrophe with the short form of the verb. حاجة اسمها contractions. Sometimes I want to put a verb زي ما أقول do not. Instead of saying do not, I say don't. when I make the verb shorter بعمله compression كده. I compress the verb, contractions. So what do? I put an apostrophe. تعالوا نشوف ازاي. So couldn't, can you see here the apostrophe before the T? Isn't, apostrophe before the T. Aren't, again apostrophe before the T. Okay? Alright. Now, we talked about punctuation rules. أخذنا الكابيتال letter, أخذنا الفول stop, الquestion mark, الكوما, and the apostrophe. Okay? طيب. Now it's time for us to punctuate a sentence. هناخد sentence كبيرة and then we're going to punctuate it properly. Question mark, full stop, capital letter, comma, and apostrophe. Now let's go to the board to see how we can do that exercise. So let's have a look at the exercise. Here it says punctuate the following. Does Ahmed go to the supermarket? هنعمل ايه? We have to read step by step كلمة كلمة. Right. First thing, does. I have to start with a capital letter. طب أحمد it's a name again capital letter. Go to the supermarket فيها حاجة؟ No. And then at the end if this is a question mark is that a question? Of course anything that starts with does or do it's a question. طيب let's see how we can do that. So does Ahmed go to the supermarket? And then at the end we put a question mark. Right, let's have a look at this. Nancy doesn't go to school on Friday. We have more than one thing here. Here we have more than one thing. عندنا حاجات كتير هنا هنصلحها. So first we have Nancy, capital, very good. Doesn't is a short form of does not. فbetween the T and the N هنحط ايه؟ apostrophe. Go to school on Friday. Friday is a day of the week. قلنا days of the week لازم ايه؟ capital. So Nancy doesn't go to school on Friday. Okay, and then what do we put at the end? We put a full stop. Okay, moving to something else. I visited Aswan last week. So what am I going to do? The I has to be written a capital. Very good. And then Aswan, it's a city. It has to be capital as well. Last week, and then we have full stop. So I visited Aswan last week. Full stop. That's the punctuate. Moving to another exercise. It's called circle the odd word and then replace it with the correct one. هنعمل circling على odd word. يعني ايه odd word? Word that does not belong. ملهاش علاقة ببقية الكلمات الموجودة. And what am I going to do after that? I'll put another one. هعملها replacement بكلمة تانية مناسبة. Let's have a look. عندي went, chopped, iron, bought. طيب لو فكرنا all those are verbs in the past except ايه؟ كلهم في الباست ما عدا ايه؟ Very good. ما عدا iron. So which word does not belong? عندي iron. Very good. So طيب if I want to replace it هعملها replacement بإيه؟ I have to use a verb in the past. ممكن نسهلها على نفسنا ناخد iron ونحطها في الباست. What's the past of iron? Ironed. Very good. So I will replace it with ironed. طيب let's move to number 2. He, she, we, yourself. Think about it. إيه الكلمة اللي does not belong? What is the odd word هنا? The odd word is of course yourself. Very good. طيب when I replace it what am I going to replace it with? عندي he و she و we they are ايه؟ They are pronouns. طب عايزة أي pronoun تاني. So what am I gonna say? They. Very good. I can say I can say it. Okay? Moving to number 3. Library, school, post office and feed. All of these are places except one is a verb. Which is it? Feed. Very good. طيب if I want to remove feed what shall I put? I put another place. زي ايه؟ hotel. I can put a bank. أي مكان. Okay? Barber shop. طيب moving to number 4. عندي lemonade, bowl, bottle and slice. All of these are quantifiers. They show quantity. بيوروني الأعداد except one. Which one is it? Lemonade. Very good. It is lemonade. So here I'm going to choose lemonade. طب what do I replace it with? I start thinking of a suitable quantifier. عايزة أفكر في quantifier مناسب. زي إيه؟ I can put a cup. I can say a can. ممكن أقول piece. Okay? So this is circle the odd word and replace it with another word. Read properly. نقرأ كويس قوي. Think of the odd word and then replace it. Okay? Now moving to the board, moving from the board, let's go and see what other activities we have. Something very important that we need to talk about and we usually talked about before is writing part. Okay? So we have here the writing part. You either have in the exam either write an email يا إما هنكتب email يا إما هنكتب paragraph عن صورة. عندي صورة ومحتاج أكتب عنها paragraph. Okay? Today we're going to talk about the picture with the paragraph. Before we talked about الإيميل. اتكلمنا عن الإيميل قبل كده. النهارده تعالوا نتكلم مع بعض عن الصورة. طيب what does it say? It says write a paragraph of 7 sentences about your trip to Alexandria. نكتب paragraph من 7 جمل عن التريب to Alexandria. إيه الحاجات اللي لازم أخد بالي منها لو هكتب؟ So here we have start every sentence with a capital letter. دايما كل جملة جديدة هبتديها. اتكلمنا النهارده عن punctuation. It has to start with a capital letter. طيب number 2 what is it? The sentence must have a subject and a verb. لازم يبقى عندي subject ولازم يبقى عندي verb. لازم أقول I went to مثلا Alexandria. ما ينفعش أقول went من غير I قبلها. ما ينفعش أقول I to Alexandria. Okay? It has to be a complete sentence. طيب تالت حاجة the third thing write it in a form of a paragraph. في دايما غلط بنقع فيه ان احنا بنكتب السنتنسز تحت بعض كده. I don't want sentences under each other. لازم نكتب in a form of paragraph. يعني ايه paragraph؟ يعني ورا بعض. اوكي؟ لو في لسه عندي مساحة في السطر I have to continue. اوكي؟ طب انا عندي صورة هنا. Let's check this picture. This is a picture of Alexandria. Okay? And I have the library of Alexandria. طب how can I write this? I usually say it is very easy if you write it in a form of a story. لو كتبناها في شكل قصة بتبقى سهلة جدا. ازاي؟ Let's have a look. ها. Last week حاجة last. لما اقول last week كده هنكتب في ايه؟ انهي which tense is it? It's going to be in the past simple. هنكتبها في الباست simple. ف last week I went to Alexandria. I went there with my family. We visited Alexandria Library. We went to Qaibai Citadel. We ate at a restaurant there. I visited a film studio. It was fun. عملنا ايه هنا؟ عملناها in a form of a story. أول حاجة نقول رحنا فين. تاني حاجة نقول كنا مع مين. تالت حاجة ممكن نقول رحنا ازاي. رابع حاجة زرنا ايه. اوكي؟ What have we visited together. And then at the end we can say it was fun. ممكن في الآخر نقول ايه؟ ان احنا اتبسطنا. ناخد بالنا كويس قوي. عندنا هنا الكلام المكتوب قدامنا ده it is written in a form of a paragraph. مكتوب على شكل paragraph. اوكي؟ ما قطعتوش وكتبته في جمل. Okay, so that was it for our episode today. Next week, inshallah, we're going to continue the review and I'm going to give you new ideas together. I hope you have learned something. See you next time.